Okay, so let's talk about the biggest thing to come out of the last 2 years of Piggy, in terms of story, which is the South Ruins. The first mention of the South Ruins was in the Forest chapter pages, and then the Season 4 journal entry, which I'm gonna focus more on today. Now, from the Mansion chapter, we know that both Eddie and Finley made a trip to the South Ruins, supposedly before the infection, or at least before it was as widespread as it is now. They traveled with a group of others, who we don't know most of. We also know from the journal entry for Season 4, that the expedition was a failure and it's unlikely that either Eddie or Finley survived. My original theory for a while was that this story was supposed to be told in the Lost Book, where we can see Eddie infected in one of the trailers. Now, in Piggy, there's a note saying, light the beacon, summon it, and from the texture, we know that it's pretty old. Now it's likely that what's happened is that in the South Ruins, Finley and Eddie ended up summoning this thing. And this thing was most likely Tio. Whilst it's a mystery how exactly he got his abilities, it's clear from the Season 2 journal entry, that Tio is most likely the author of that note, and somehow he had found a place. What if Tio was somehow summoned by Finley and Eddie in the South Ruins? That's one thing to consider. Now let's actually focus on the location of the South Ruins, which would be in the South Desert. However, we can tell that's not the case. The term expedition is commonly used in the doc's notes, and what feels weird about the docks is how there's two entirely different building styles. My theory is that somehow the South Ruins moved and merged with the docks. It's continuously mentioned how the docks feel out of place, and this would make sense as well. Now, how would this happen? Remember that purple crystal in Alice? It's possible that this crystal was used to both summon Tio, and to move the South Ruins to the docks. That would mean that the tombs of King Milo and Queen Viola were originally from the South Ruins. One last thing I want to talk about here is the journal from Season 2. I've already mentioned how it was probably written by Tio, proven by the similarity in the stories. However, the question then becomes, how could Tio actually write something if he only exists in people's minds? Somehow, he has to have a physical form, and because we haven't destroyed his physical form, it's safe to say that he's still there, at the original South Ruins, most likely recovering. Make sure to watch my last theory video if you haven't already, since that actually explains a ton, and also subscribe to the channel so we can get to 8,000 subscribers soon. The goal is 10,000 subscribers this year, and I'm one of the only Piggy theorists still around, ready for Intercity. So subscribe to the channel for more. And also join the Discord server as well.